Hello everyone, welcome back. So in today's videos, it's very important to understand that what we have to do. Okay, so this is really a very interesting problem. So the Leetcode problem number 2161 is really just a stable partition around a pivot. Okay, we have given a pivot and we have to do the stable partition. Okay, what does it mean that we have to do stable partition around a pivot? Is we have given a array, as you can see, we have given the array nums and we have given the pivot. Okay, the very first the question says that you have given array and the pivot and you need to rearrange the nums. So how will you rearrange the nums, right? So what the question saying that means all the numbers is smaller than the given pivot, right, will go first. So let's suppose we have given pivot is 10, right? Means what are the smaller numbers are there is 9, 3, 5, right? 9, 3 and 9, 5, 3 we can say. Okay, but the order you have to also maintain. You cannot write 3, 5 and 9 because 9 comes first, right? So you have to keep 9 here, then 5 comes, then you will write 5, and then 3 comes later. Means the relative order you should also maintain. This is the third point it is saying that. Okay, and the second point saying that the greater than the pivot will go after the pivot values. So if the duplicates are there, you have to maintain the relative orders also. Means with the very first means all the numbers, right, smaller than the pivot go first, right, and all the numbers equal to the pivots will stay there, right, and all the numbers equal to the pivot will stay, and then after that all the numbers greater than the pivot we will write, and this order we should also maintain. Okay, now comes with, there is also a concept that within each group the original order must stay, that we see here, right? The order is like a group. So this first group is there, second group is there, and the third group is there. Like that you have to think, right? Because these 3 points says that as a 3 groups, the very first group, second group and the third group. Okay, let's talk about in detail so you can understand clearly. The very first thing that we have given the array, right, and the pivot we have also given. So what you should do is scan left to right, right? You scan the left to right and put each number into one of the bucket, right? One of the bucket is less than pivot, the first is less than pivot, another is in the equal to pivot, and greater than pivot, you can say. Okay, like that. Means if I'll say the very first, the pivot less than the pivot is, it will come 9, 5 and 3. Equal to pivot it will go is 10 and 10, and greater than pivot it will come is 12 and 14. Like that it will go. It's very easy, so you should do like this. Okay, then okay, yeah, then what we'll do, the whole problem is that once you divided in these 3 groups, you just do the plus. Once you do the plus, all this group is your answer. Just you need to join them, and that's the whole problem we have, right? So if you talk about the intuition, right, the keyword is preserve the order. The main thing what we have understood from the whole problem is this point. In this point there is a word is called preserve order, means the relative order. Relative order means you have to preserve the order, right? So we do not sort the array. You cannot sort the given array, right, because you have to maintain the relative order of the elements, right? We only separate number into 3 groups that we have talked about, right, like these 3. Okay, so if we'll separate these number, we only separate this number into 3 groups like we had talked about, right? The smaller, less, like after the 10 10, before the 10 10 we have 9, 5 and 3. The smaller group means the numbers less than the given pivot, right, equal to the pivot. 10 10 is equal to pivot, and after that what we have 12 and 14 means the number greater than the pivot. So 3 q will be there, the smaller q, equal q, and the greater q, we can say that. So as we scan from the left to right, we append each number to the correct q, right? Because we append the same number, so we see them, the relative order stay unchanged, right? So that approach we are going to do. Okay, so you have to stay and you have to keep calm and see the code. Okay, so let me write the code so we can understand. Okay, it's very easy. So let's go from here. The very first thing that what we have given the nums we have given and the pivot we have given. So what we should do is, let's find the first how many elements we have given. So we'll say nums dot length like this, right? Then we'll create a array. After the sorting we will return, right? So that we'll need to take. So let's say we'll take integer, and this is called a result we have, or give the name answer. Okay, equal to new int, and you pass the array size n. So same size we have to pass, correct? Two things is done. Now what we want to, let's say, count how many are less than pivot, correct, and equal to pivot, correct? Can we say that? Just we need to say, okay, let's keep a keyword variable, keep count, less count is 0, will say. Okay, another will take equal count, less count and equal count. So equal count will also be, will mark as a 0, we can say that. Okay, so two things we have defined. You can write like this also, guys, or you can put into the next line also. Okay, like this. So all right, now what we want to create a for loop, right? So let's create a for loop, guys. And what I want to scan the array, and we want to find those elements, right? So we'll say, okay, what is the elements? So the num we can get from where? The nums. Each element one by one will get, right? And here we'll very first make a condition and check if the given num is less than pivot, right? Like this. Num is the given element is less than the pivot, means which will get increases, the less count will get increases. So we'll just say, okay, increase the less count as a plus plus, correct, guys? Done. Then we'll check, okay, what is else if, and we'll pass equal to the element if equal to the pivot, correct? It means which will increase, the equal count will be increase, right? So we'll say, okay, equal count plus plus. So these two things is done, means we want these two things. Now let's move ahead and say that, okay, we found the less count and equal count right now over the scan of the full array. Now we need pointer for each section, right? Let's call pointer for each section. Means what? So if I say what is left is, let's start from the 0, means basically what I want to say is the start of less than pivot, from where we will start, right? That section we can say it's a kind of section, because we need 3 sections, 3 group, we can say that. we call section or group also. Then we want about the middle, right? Middle is equal to, it will start from where? The less count. What is the less count we have? So that we will pass, right? So that will be our less count. So we'll say, okay, it means we are talking about, let's move little ahead so it will be aligned. Let's little go ahead. Okay guys, so here we want the start of equal to the pivot, right? Equal to pivot section, we can say that like this. Then we want a right section, so we'll say, okay, int right is less count plus equal, correct? So we can find the count, right? So we'll say, okay, this is the start of, this is the start of greater than pivot, correct? Can we say that? Of, we'll do the line, don't worry, we'll do the line. So let's keep little ahead like this. So three things is done, right? The this section, and this section. Let me write here also the section. So we talked about, we need the 3 pointer for each section, the less than pivot, equal to pivot, and greater than pivot. Means we can say that left, middle, and the right, correct? So all this pointer we need for each section. So that job is done. So let's move ahead. Now we need to fill the answer array and the result array, we can say. Let's fill the result array. It's a very important point here. Okay, so very first we'll traverse over the array. We'll call the element is num, we can get from nums, right? And here we'll check if the num is less than pivot, means where it will go, the left section it will go, right? So we'll say, okay, the array name is answer, and we'll say, okay, go to the left, left, and say increase after that, means after adding the value, increase the left, and that is equal to nums, right? It's equal to not nums. Okay, like this we will say. Similarly, we'll go with the else if condition, else if, and here we'll say, okay, now num is equal to the pivot, means it will go to the middle one, right? Can we say, we can say answer at middle plus plus is nothing but num, right? Now we'll go to the else condition, guys. In the right section we'll put answer at right, right? This is what we have to, and also we'll say plus plus for this case, also equal to the num. So all these conditions we have maintained. Okay, yeah, and in the last we'll say answer. I know we can align directly with there, but it's fine. Okay, return what, answer or result, we can say answer we have here. So let me submit, let me check first it's working or not. Yes, let me check. Okay, so code is getting accepted, guys. Okay, so let me zoom out. So I hope you understand what the approach what we want here, right? So now we will say, okay, how this code will work, right? So let's try to understand here. Okay, the very first thing is, let's take the input that we had given, right? So let me give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so let's try to understand here. Okay, the very first thing, let's take the input that we have given. Okay, so nums was given is 9, 12, 5, 10, 14, 3 and 10. Like this we had given, remember? So this is what we had given. Okay, and one here. Okay, and we had the pivot was 10, correct? So the very first thing that we need 3 group, right? The very first group, right? So we have to count the group. How many group we needed? We need 3 group. The very first is step is to count group. How many group we need? Count groups. We'll count. We'll say, okay, what is the less than one? Less than 10, right? Because 10 is the pivot. So we'll say, okay, we have 9, 5 and 3. So we have these 3 elements. Means how many numbers are there? 3 numbers, we can say that. Okay, then we'll talk about is equal to the 10. How many is there? So only we have is 10 and 10, means 2 number we have. Then we talk about 3, means greater than 1. Greater than 10 is how many we have is 12 and 14 we have, correct? So we got 2 here, 2 here and 3 here, correct? Means 3 number, 2 number and 2 numbers, right? So what we will do is, once you find 3, 2, 2, right? Let me clean here so we can understand. So basically we want the answer that we have created here is like this. So we'll say, okay, we have 3 group. We'll say less group, we can say like this. You understand, okay? Then equal groups we can say, and then we want is greater group, right? Like this we can say that, correct? Means we know that the less group will go from where? How many elements we have? 3 element, means it will go to 0 to 2, like that we can say. Then equal group, how many we need is 2. So we'll say, okay, 3 to 4 only. Then last one group will also get to how many we talked about is 3 to 2 numbers, right? So we'll say, okay, it will go 5 to 6. So these are the new answer array we need, right, to do. Then step 2, we've thought about how to fill it, right? Here how to fill it. So basically we will scan, okay, this point and this point, means when we are going to scan the array right here, we'll check if 9 is less than 10. Where will we put? On the left we will put, right? Left at 0 will put. Then what will happen? We'll check 12 is less than 10 or greater than 10. The 12 is greater than 12, means where it will go? It will go in the right one, right? It will go left, it will go right. Then we'll check, okay, 5 is less than 10, it will go to the left, right? Then we'll check 10 is equal to 10, means it will go to the middle, right? Then again we'll check 14 is greater than 10, it will go to the right. Like that we will keep going and we'll fill the answer array, guys. This is what we are doing. Still, if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section and we'll go from there. Okay, and if you're struggling with the DSA preparation, you can join our online classes. And that's all I have in this video. So keep liking the video and subscribing and supporting the ExpertFunda, so you will get the better videos on daily basis. Thank you so much, and keep preparing and start with the DSA preparation with us if you want. Thank you so much. Bye bye. I'll see you there tomorrow.